A huge portion of this book is Karen getting stamps off of letters. Maybe I'm dumb, but how is that possible? Whenever I get a letter, the stamp has a big postmark over it. Doesn't that ruin the picture on the stamp?
Argofunk Book Review, Argofunk Book Review.
This book was written by Jan Carr. Karen collects stamps now, and she obsesses over them for the entire book. As in, she pulls out scissors and cuts up people's unopened mail just to get some stamps. Dad reminds Karen he already told her not to cut the mail, but she honestly doesn't remember that. She never pays attention when she gets in trouble. Karen daydreams of ways to get more stamps. Right on cue, her pen pal sends her a chain letter. She has to send a postcard to the person at the top of the chain, then put herself on the chain. She must forward the letter to 10 other people within 3 days, or else she'll get bad luck. Karen figures this chain letter is totally legit because it came from a message board on the internet. No one can post bad stuff on a good website, right? When Karen asks her dad for 10 envelopes, he says no, she can't do the chain letter. Some chain letters are illegal, and he doesn't want hundreds of strangers getting her name and address. Dad mentions school projects. Karen decides to lie and pretend the chain letter is a school project. She puts the school's address on the letter instead of her home address, then she sends them out. Karen nags her friends about the chain letter. Then she gives them the letter and nags them while they read it. She calls to nag them when they get home that day. Karen is such an annoying friend. Hanny sends the letter on Monday afternoon instead of Monday morning. Karen's upset because that technically means she didn't send the letter within 3 days. Oh no! Now she'll be cursed with bad luck! Karen blames herself for not nagging Hanny more often. Luckily for Hanny, the subplot about bad luck gets dropped. Later on, it's suggested Karen got the bad luck because she handed a letter to someone instead of mailing it. This leads to Karen complaining a lot about bad luck, but she doesn't really get any. Honestly, I wish Karen or Hanny had gotten a bad luck storyline. That would have been way more interesting. Karen shows off her stamp collection to her class, and she pesters her family members to get more mail. She's unhappy when Christy doesn't immediately stop what she's doing to send a letter. Karen also orders Nanny to only accept business orders by mail. Who cares if Nanny goes out of business? Karen's stamps matter more. Karen visits the school office every day and tells the secretary to forward all of her mail to the classroom. In real life, the secretary would stop Karen right there and say, "Wait, what do you mean you're getting mail sent to the school?" The entire story would come out and a whole lot of trouble would be avoided. But I guess there wouldn't be a book if that happened. A bunch of postcards for Karen arrive at school. Miss Coleman lets Karen interrupt class to show off her postcards to all the students. After school, Miss Coleman stops Karen and she explains what Karen did is wrong. She's now in big trouble. Oh, so the teacher was not happy with Karen. Then why did she let Karen interrupt class to show off in front of everyone? Karen lies to her teacher and says the entire thing was her dad's idea. When her dad questions her, Karen blames him for not understanding what she meant. As punishment, Karen gets 2 days without TV. Hey, I've got a better suggestion. Karen did this in order to get a lot of stamps. Why not take away all the stamps? Whenever a piece of chainmail shows up for Karen, throw it out! That would make the punishment fit the crime. Instead, the school keeps interrupting class to give Karen postcards. This leads to big fights because all the other kids want stamps too. The teacher forces Karen to share. Karen thinks this is massively unfair. She gets mad because everybody else has a cooler stamp collection than her, and then she quits. She's not going to bother collecting stamps anymore if she can't be the best at it. The book completely changes storylines. Now Karen has over 100 postcards. She wants to respond to them all, because that's a great way to brag to strangers. But she can't get to them all, even after the teacher holds a special postcard writing day. Because, of course, the teacher dedicates a special day just to help Karen's postcard problem. The internet inspires Karen to use electronic mail, which is sometimes called email for short. She convinces her teacher to start a class website with an email inbox. She sends a form letter to all the postcard kids, telling them to check the website. Of course, Karen's form letter includes plenty of bragging about how smart and creative she is for thinking of the website idea. Karen's happy when they get tons of emails. The book ends with Karen getting a special postcard from Australia, which the teacher lets her keep because she's so wonderful. The end. Post-book follow-up. As the Karen drinking game shows, she is a big complainer and a show-off. I didn't like this book. A lot of it is kids getting way too excited over stamps. Karen is a jerk to everyone, and she's rewarded for it because she's the main character of the series. If Hanny did the same things Karen does in this book, no one would put up with that. When Karen gets in trouble with Dad, she doesn't seem to understand why. That is, she doesn't realize she's in trouble because she disobeyed her father, broke school rules, and lied about it multiple times. No, she thinks the entire thing was a misunderstanding. No, Karen, you broke rules on purpose and you knew it. Watson seems to encourage Karen's misbehavior. Later on, he jokes, Karen said the whole thing was his idea, so he should get credit. Ha ha ha. And now she's learned he thinks it's funny when she breaks his rules and blames him for it. Terrible parenting job, Watson. Overall, I didn't like the book. There was a lot I didn't like about it, mostly Karen's brattiness and her getting away with breaking rules. There's also the problem that stamps are not as interesting as Karen makes them out to be, especially in book format when we can't see these stamps. I give Babysitter's Little Sister number 101, Karen's Chain Letter, a thumbs down.